Okay, so you may have heard that the CW's new show Riverdale is based on characters from Archie Comics. However, its adult themes and mature situations are a far cry from the light-hearted adventures of the hapless teen protagonist of one of comics' longest-running features.
But even in the comics, Archie's had a considerable makeover in recent years, and despite a reputation as squeaky clean and kid-friendly, Archie Comics has dealt with controversial issues and edgy themes throughout its publishing history. It could be argued that Archie is the golden age influence on the Archie archetype, the Archie-type? As the character goes all the way back to 1941. After all, since the 1980s or so, he, along with fellow Archie Comics features Josie and the Pussycats and Sabrina the Teenage Witch, have been a genre to themselves. Nobody publishes anything like Archie.
But that wasn't always the case. Now, Archie was created by publisher John L. Goldwater and artist Bob Montana, partially inspired by movies starring Mickey Rooney as Andy Hardy, a young man fumbling his way through love and life. And this wasn't even the first time that comics took a dip in that well, not even Archie publisher MLJ. That honor goes to Wilbur Wilkin.
Boy, I'm going home. I feel worse than when I started.
Well, you should, Wilbur. I mean, the poor kid's feature was only 3 months old when Archie was introduced in Pep Comics number 22, moving teen humor from back-of-the-book filler to a runaway cash cow for the comics industry.
It's just a matter of skill, that's all.
And then you laugh. Patrick, teen humor comics aren't a big genre. Well, not today. But keep in mind, when MLJ Comics first started out, they were famous for superhero titles like The Shield, The Black Hood, The Hangman, and The Wizard.
And within a few years, Archie and his supporting cast were not only headlining most of the company's titles, the company itself changed its name from MLJ to Archie Comics. And it remains one of the only 3 publishers who started in the Golden Age that continues to publish comics to this day.
From the mid-40s to even as late as the 70s, there were dozens, many dozens of Archie clones out there.
Wet a handkerchief, Maisie. Do you have hay fever? No, he fever. What do you say, Space Pigeon? Let's get the old hot saucer and beat sound to Nick's blast in. You're cooking with superatomic radiation, Archie. All I have to do is go up to Teddy and say I have 2 tickets for the opera tonight, Teddy. Wanna come? And she'll say,
"Oh, yes."
Ah! Boy, wait till Carol sees this bow tie. This'll really fracture her.
And then there's Dudley, Orville, Candy, Ernie, Ozzie and Babs, Penny, Algie, Ziggy and Alf, Sorority Sue, Vicky, Mopsy. I got a big list here.
Get off my lawn, crazy kids.
Well, even Andy Hardy himself, the kid who started it all, got into the comics game. And that's just the golden age. And the 60s gave us Tippy Teen and, more importantly, her best friend Go-Go.
Go-Go, I have just decided that Professor Caldwell is taking me to the junior hop. Tippy Teen, have you completely flipped? The man is ancient, at least 26.
The 70s gave us Fast Willie Jackson.
Can you dig it? Yeah, I can dig it.
Everybody was digging it. Even Archie themselves were producing Archie clone titles. And I'm not talking about the supporting cast like Betty and Veronica, Jughead, Reggie. I'm talking about entirely new features like Seymour and that Wilkin boy. But surely, you say, Marvel and DC weren't buying into this. They were too busy creating great superheroes.
Not even a little. DC has a whole history of Archie-types, from A Date with Debbie to Swing with Scooter, from Here's Howie to Buzzy, who doesn't get a sentence for his title. And Marvel gave us Kathy, the later years of Millie the Model, who started out as a romance character and evolved into an Archie clone. And Marvel's most successful humor character, Patsy Walker, who would go on to become the superhero Hellcat and co-star in Netflix's Jessica Jones series.
So Patsy Walker went from being a carefree comic book character to being featured in a darker, more adult-themed television series, just like Archie in the CW's Riverdale. Interesting. But what makes a series an Archie-type?
In my opinion, it takes a few elements. Teens and humor, of course, but teen humor alone isn't quite it. There should be a main character, the Archie, who can be either male or female, and an extended cast, and the plot should mainly come from the characters. The complications can be exaggerated, but should mainly involve issues teens deal with, school or dating or finding a job, and the setting should be places teens really hang out. School and home and the malt shop. Okay, I guess that one's a little dated, but... Well, Teen Titans, for instance, is about teens, but they're superheroes dealing with superhero problems. Scooby-Doo is about traveling the country solving crimes, and not a typical teen pastime. Oh heck, even some titles starring the Archie gang aren't properly Archie-type by my definition.
Which brings us back to Riverdale. I mean, with its sexual antics and CW drama, is it really an Archie-type series? I mean, it's not as carefree and lighthearted. It's not the romp that many of us grew up with, but it does deal with real teen issues, granted a bit more cynically. It takes place in places that teenagers hang out. So I guess, yeah, it is. So Archie led to Archie. And that is Riverdale's Golden Age influence.
You think you can get in trouble with 3 on a match? Wait till you see what happens to Archie with 3 on a soda. Look, Ted, my first pumpkin pie. Oh, Candy, no.